everybody, welcome back to the Visor Down channel. This is RacerX35. This is round 7 at Spa, 10 laps. It will be a one-stop race. You're starting on medium tires. Hards are the required tire. I am starting 4th. This is a Nissan Group 2 car, very fast. Let's get started. Standing start, as you can see. Got traction control on just to get the start right, and I turned it off about halfway through the lap so I can get a little bit faster through corners. And I think I might have turned it back on. So here we go. So still 4th place. Got through that tight corner. This is a full throttle downhill to a quick left-right, and I do not lift. Even though my tires are not fully warmed yet. Stay in the draft at 3rd place. 2nd place gets off the track just a tiny little bit. I decided to be safe, stay behind them, see if they'll fight each other and slow each other down and maybe get around them. Just try to get hit from the right, and then here comes somebody out of nowhere, takes out 3rd place. I end up going up 3rd. I don't know who that was who missed their braking point. All I can think of is that he got off on the grass and couldn't stop, and he spun out. So right now I'm just trying to keep 4th place off of me so I can chase 2nd. This is a long lap. It's reason why it's only 10 laps. It's a very long lap. We're doing regularly usually your minute 40 something, I believe, in a Formula 1 car. So, but it's a very old school track. It's very flowing. I like it a lot. This car I haven't driven very much, but oh, I just got both me and 4th place both did the exact same thing. Got our cars off into the on the curb, and we got onto the turf. And it's just like being on grass. That green spot right there, it's outside the curb. That's just pretty much grass. And we both did the exact same thing. I'm trying to keep my place. I went down to 4th, but I'm not going to lift. I'm going to stay on the inside because we got another left-hander. Just hope it sticks. It does. I'm able to actually get ahead, get back up to 3rd, cover the inside line, and I get away by the skin of my teeth on that lap. So back to chasing back down 2nd place and hoping that 4th doesn't try to dive bombing to turn 1. We're starting lap 2. I'm covering the inside just a tiny bit. Cut this in. 4 just smacked the wall, and 5th place ran to the back of him, so that slowed them both up. That gives me a little bit of breathing room so I can get down the hill, full throttle, back up the hill, left, right, full throttle, don't lift, ride the curbs a little bit. Now if you took too much curb there, I'll get a time penalty. So this is a very fine line of how much you can take. Just don't get all 4 tires on the curb. Covering the inside line, making sure they don't try and pass me. Keep it nice and smooth. My tires are plenty warm now, so right now I was just trying to make up that time that I missed. Now 1st place, if you look on the track map, is already a corner ahead of us. So at the moment, I'm thinking, so unless I get past 2nd place, this is going to be probably a race for 2nd. And right now I haven't figured out when I want to pit. So I didn't have any kind of practice laps or practice race distances before this to see how much fuel I can get, how long my tires will last before I go into the pit. So I'm just kind of thinking that out. Most people just split the race. They'll, it's a 10-lap race, so they'll probably all pit on lap 5. And my strategy is to take out 1 extra lap. But usually, when the leader goes in, if you're in the top 3 and you're semi-close to him, you go into the same lap he does. So just stay on the same pit window. All right, so I'm catching 2nd place again. Late braked into last corner. Made up some time. Stay off that turf. Late brake again into turn 1. Hard on the brakes. Downshift to 1st. Cut it. Get back on the throttle. Back full throttle again. I'm in his draft, so I should make up another 3 to 5 miles an hour once we're in our top gear. Just stay behind him. Yep, I can feel it. It's pulling me. I'm not close enough to make a pass. I'm just going to get as close as I can to his bumper. Looking in my rearview mirror. 4th place is not too far behind me. So I was playing around with my brake bias also. So it's actually 2 clicks to the rear brake. So I got more rear brake up. 2nd place went off the track on the turf. Got squirrely, but didn't really lose that much time. But I'm quicker usually through this corner right here. I usually make up a half a second, which I just did. And I'm not waiting anymore. I've got to go for it. Just make it stick. He holds his line. I get through, and 2nd place is mine. Alright, so we haven't got back on the back straight yet, so these next couple corners, I want to try and separate myself at least by a second. He totally missed that corner, so I made up some gap. Full throttle again, cut the corner. And this is just a blast down the back straight. You don't lift. You have 2 left-handers that kind of kinks or dog legs. And you do not lift until you are hard on the brakes going to that chicane. So I'm still thinking, alright, most everyone's probably going to pit on lap 5. Don't know about the leader. He's got such a lead right now. He's actually, it looks like he's just now, there he is in the top part of the, yep, he just went through turn 1. So now I'm looking at my gap. So for the next lap, if I'm faster than 3rd place, which obviously I am I quick enough to catch first? So if he doesn't pit on lap 5, and he pits on lap 6 like I'm gonna do, that's my plan. I need to make up probably an extra. I need to make a second right now, on this lap, minimum. Or it is definitely a race for 2nd place. So you can see right there that split. I was half a second slower than my previous lap, but I was also in the draft going up that straight. So that's pretty much where I got that time from. Really late braking and going out too wide here, but it allows me to cut it in more. Here, right here, this corner, I don't get on that curb, so I'm not actually using all the road. So I'm actually kind of slower through that corner than the guys behind me, but I make it back up in this corner. So I was telling about brake bias before. I've got 2 clicks to the rear, so I've got more rear brake than front, because when you're on the brakes and you're holding them going through a corner, it'll help you actually turn the car a little bit better once you're on the throttle and you kind of trail brake. So it's kind of a dance between the brake bias on certain tracks with certain cars, but also how fast I've got my rack and pinion steering. So my steering sensitivity on this car is all the way fully, which is on 7 on this one. So I want the car to turn as fast as possible when I turn that wheel, and I don't want to have cross my hands over when I'm racing my wheel as much. Some cars you can't do that. You can't have, like the karts I did, like the go-karts. It says the short wheelbase, you cannot have your steering that fast because you'll just spin out. Alright, we're getting ready to start lap 5. See if anyone goes into the pits behind me. Yep, so it looked like 5th or 6th place just went in. So I think that's probably a lap too early. You probably should have waited to the next lap, or the start of the 6th lap. And right now, 1st place is getting away from me. I'm looking at the time, and he's actually pulling away probably a half a second to 7/10 a second a lap from me. So I don't know what he's doing, because I've raced that guy before. So 1st place, shred the tires. I've raced him in preseason and throughout this season. He's pretty quick, but I almost beat him one race. It was down to the finish where we were just a car length away, but it was a different group of cars. But he's definitely hooked up, pulling away. So right now it's just, alright, be smooth, consistent, stay in 2nd, try and pull away from 3rd, 4th if you can. Because the more gap I have, the easier it's going to be for me to go into pits. And remember I was talking about that in and out lap? So my in lap is the lap I come into the pits, my out lap is the first lap out of the pits. And you want to maximize both those laps. Even though you've got cold tires getting on the when you get them changed, you want to maximize as much as you can without overshooting it. So I got an okay gap here. Looks like I've got about almost a 2 second gap from third. Ideally, I'd want like a 7-second gap so I can get out of the pits without even getting passed. Which is when they go on the pit. Which I'm expecting them all to pit this lap. My plan is, unless first place goes in this lap, I'm not going in. Yeah, I got a nice gap. Car's getting super light. Tires are at the edge of their fastest speed, but not enough where if I went in to get hard tires now that, you know, they would be slower than the hard tires because how worn they are. So first place didn't go in, so I'm staying in. As you can see, everyone else behind me is gone in the pits. One of the other advantages of not going in the pits when everyone else does, which it's a guess, is that I don't want to come out of the pits in the same group because you're slowing each other down and you could take each other off. If I can have a clear track when I go in the pits and when I come out, that's maximizing your lap time. Of course, I had to make a whole nother Racer X color scheme library for this car. I hadn't made one, so the day before I spent about an hour making this one. I think it came out pretty well, so I shared it with the Gran Turismo forums. See if anyone else wants to download it. Just not using all the curb. If I turn my brake bias down probably another click, I'd probably make that corner a lot faster, but it's going to compensate this corner. So I'd rather be faster in fast corners than the medium speed corners. So right now, because everyone else went to the pit, the nearest person behind me who's in third, they're a good 8 seconds behind me now. So this is my in lap, like I was telling you before, so I want to go as fast as I can, not let up, maximize, because everyone who just pitted, their tires were cold when they came out. So hopefully I made another second by the time I come out of the pits. I still have to put some fuel in the car. But I'm changing on the hards. As you see, first place is now pitting. So the pit entrance is right here on the right. It's a very slow crawl. Alright, I'm coming in. Got to pick hard tires. That's what I'm going to finish with. But I've also got to put some fuel in. But you notice, first place had more fuel in his car than I did when I came in the pits. So that means he was saving fuel with that huge gap he had. So he didn't have to take as much fuel to finish off the race, so he just made some more time on me. Alright, coming out of the pits, I want to make sure I'm staying still in second. I'm in second. Yep, still in second, but there's third place. So he got on the turf because he knew I was coming out. So, but he's in my draft. So right now, it's all about defending. He's not going to try and make a pass going up this hill. My tires are still cold. So I got to make sure that I brake, give myself enough time to brake, because they're not going to be as sticky, but still not let him get past me. So I think I broke a little too late and didn't stick, so I went a little wide. You notice on the radar on the right, he's right next to me. So I'm not going to fight the issue. I'm going to let him go because my tires haven't fully warmed up, and when they do warm up, I should be able to get second place back. See, fourth place not too far away from me. I'm pushed through all the way through that corner, understeered. It's probably take another half a lap or a third of a lap to get my tires relatively warm. So that's at one corner I'm pretty quick through, so I made another half second up. So, like I said before, it looks like it's a race for second place. First place is pretty much a country mile away. So unless he makes a huge mistake, runs out of fuel, which I doubt. He's been saving fuel the whole race, it looks like, which is kind of disheartening. So second place, I'm barely in his draft right now. I'm pretty good at late braking, so late braking should make another half second up. Alright, my tires should be fully warm now. And as you can see, as I'm closer. It's going in turn 1, starting lap 8. Got enough a gap from 4th place behind me. Get back on the throttle. Full throttle all the way downhill. All the way up through the gears. Just stick in his draft. Don't lift. Fourth place is in my draft, but barely, but not enough to where he's going to make enough room to get past me. So I'm sticking behind second place, getting close, not close enough to go take him in this corner, so I'm going to stay right on his bumper. You can tell he's really pushing his tires to try and stay ahead. Just keep going wide through here. I'm kind of hitting a double apex, and I get back on the throttle faster, but fourth place is faster through here. I just don't want to ride the curbs going into it, but I'm faster on this left-hander right here. Looks like he's trying to make a move on the outside. He got on the curb, so he had to get off the gas, which gave me another little bit more of a breathing room gap, which I was happy to see. Getting a little frustrated. Second place just got on the turf. He was able to hold it together. Just be clean lines. Keep fourth place away from me. Second place went off the track again, but it didn't hurt him that much. Still sitting in his draft. Now I'm gonna really late brake going to the last couple corners in the chicane, so I can sit right on his bumper, getting on the front straight. As close as I like. Alright. Lap 9. Now I've really got to make a move. I don't want to do this on lap 10. Get back on the throttle. Stay in his draft. The whole plan is here to take him on the Camel Straight, which is the top of this hill, before we go into the next corner at the end of the straight. Alright, got a good draft. He's covering the inside line. He's leaving a little bit of a gap on the inside, so I'm going to see if I can stick my nose there. He moves back over, so I jog to the left. We're going to go side by side. I late brake a little too much, and I got onto the dirty part of the track off the racing line. Fourth place is all over me. I'm not going to let him by. But I'm going into the corner that I know he's faster at, so he's closer to me now, so now I've got to really push it. Did not grip through there. My tires are starting to get a little worn. Covering the inside. We're going to go down to the left-hander. I cut it just a little sharp, get on the curb. I had to get off the throttle. That allowed him to get in beside me and get ahead of me to third place. I get back behind him. Now I'm really frustrated. And I started this race in fourth. I'm back and forth, and I've done that in another race before. But I know I'm faster than him in certain parts of the track, and I'm in his draft. But I've only got one more lap to make 2 spots up. So now it's now or never. I got a little squirrely there. Gosh, I cannot believe I let that happen. Now I'm right on him. So either I pass him or I think I'm not even an inch away from his bumper going here. Oh, about a foot. Didn't make a mistake. He's surprised by that. Thought for sure he'd go on that turf. Alright, Let's try this again. Second place is not getting away. Get back on the throttle before he does. Now I gotta really push the issue. I cannot let off the throttle. I need to go by him as fast as I can. So if I get enough of a tow, we can just drag a race down the straight. And I don't have enough speed to get past him. If I'm gonna get by him, I'm either gonna go over the inside and brake first, but I decide to go side by side. He taps me just a little bit. I go wide. Now I got all the marbles and dirty stuff, dirt all over my tires. My tires are slipping. I'm sliding everywhere. Whoa, 5th place slid, almost lost it, great save. My tires are still dirty. I go super wide there. Kicking myself, I cannot believe that I've thrown 2nd place away. Is 3rd place close enough to 2nd to challenge him? Doesn't look like it. And I have refused, I am not going down to 5th. Yeah, my car is a tiny bit slower, but it's super light. I hardly have any fuel in the car. I have enough fuel to finish. And I allowed to lose 2 spots. Right now, just don't throw it away. Started 4th. If I finish 4th, yeah, it's okay, but you know, 2nd place is the first loser, right? So 4th place is even worse. And all I can hope for is that somebody makes a mistake above me, which I doubt. There's a pretty good drivers up there. Go ahead and late brake. Make the chicane nice and clean. Cannot believe it went down like this, you know. Gosh, somebody give me a grenade. There you go. I don't want to forget about this race. This song says everything. Yeah, I wish I could turn back time, because that's how I feel right now. If I had to do that over again, but I can't. The race is a race. And I learned a lot. I know what not to do now. But, yeah. Not happy. Not happy at all, but hey, thanks for watching. Who has another grenade for me? Yeah, thank you so much. Thanks for watching. Take care. Have a good night. Stay safe. Peace.